we are going to describe first the transformations applied to the function of sine and cosine, and then based on those transformations, we will explore two methods of graphing. So, and then I will give you a freedom to choose the method you prefer, okay? So the two methods are mapping notation, the one which you are familiar with, and the other method is just analyze the key features of sinusoidal function, and based on understanding how it looks, you can graph it right away. You don't have to do the mapping notation every time, okay? All right, so you can write down that this is question 7. I'll tell you the page now.
I think it's 384.
Is what?
384.
Right, so 384, yes, thank you. So this is page 384 of your textbook. Okay. So it's worth always having the generic formula of transformed functions in front of you. So if who understands what I'm talking about, let me. What is before sine x?
A.
Transformed, not parent. So a sine and then k.
K
minus b.
X minus B.
A minus A and
And then plus c.
Plus
Okay. Okay. So we are going first to explore the mapping notation method, because I assume that it's going to be easier for you since you know how it works. So mapping notation. Right. So for mapping notation, the whole idea is that I have x and y coordinates of the parent function, and I apply a, k, and d and c parameters of transformation in order to get the new ordered pair, right, corresponding to this one. So who remembers the mapping notation formula?
X over k.
plus D.
D.
AY plus C.
basically you also just choose any 5 points.
No, it has to be specific points. Has to be specific points. Okay, so we are going to start working with a very simple one, A. Okay, so since it's a sine function, yeah,
Is the parent function always consistent? Like
it's either sine x or cosine x, always. So since we are going to work with A, it's worth sketching the parent function, and based on your sketch, not based on your memory abilities, write down 5 key points of the parent function, okay? So let's do it. So it's a sine function. Parent function looks like this algebraically. And now I'm expecting you to help me
With y equals sine x is the base.
Is the parent function.
Right?
The only function which has got base function is exponential. All the other functions, they have parent functions. Right, so tell me, where does the graph of sine x function start? At origin, very good. Then where does it go? Up or down?
Up.
It goes up
Maximum.
to maximum. And then what happens next? And then it returns back to the axis. And then goes to minimum. I need to extend a little bit. Right, it goes back, it goes down to minimum, right?
Miss, you know that yesterday's investigation helped me.
Sorry?
Yesterday's investigation helped me.
I can see that, you see, now you know what we're talking about. Generally, you know, completing assignments and homeworks help students. Okay,
No.
right. Now, based on this wave, guys, and your previous experience with this function through the investigation, through the one which you submitted recently, tell me what is the coordinate or x coordinate of this point?
160.
Sorry?
160.
360, absolutely. What is the coordinate of this point?
0.
0. And if you just remember this, it's going to be enough. Let me show you. So this function is very special. It's symmetrical in all possible way and proportional. So what do you think is the value of this point? Of this 180. So this point is going to be exactly midpoint for 0 and 360. So you just need to remember that this portion or this segment of the function is exactly the same length as this one. Okay, so then you can divide 360 by 2, so you will get 180. Now, what about this point and this point? The thing is that they are also midpoints for the corresponding segment. So if you look at this segment, you will see that this point is exactly in the midpoint, right? So exactly the midpoint. So it's going to be 90. And this one is the midpoint for 180 and 360, which is 270. So you see, this way you already got all x coordinates without memorizing anything. Now, what's left is y, right? Y coordinates. So who remembers what is the maximum value which sine
1.
takes? 1. What is the minimum value which sine takes? -1. So, do you see that we have 5 points now? Okay, so let's see if you see it or not. So we are going to write down all the 5 points in the format of a table of values. No, we go from left to right, like everything in math. So the first point is 0, 0. What are the coordinates of the next point? The next point is this one. I'm going to highlight them in red. So that, what are the coordinates? 90. You just need to remember that x comes first, right? 90 and 1. Next one. No, this is the next one. 180 and 0. And what are the coordinates of the next point?
270 and 91.
Absolutely. So it's 270.
It's fantastic.
270 and -1.
360 and 0.
And finally, the fifth point
330 and 0.
is 360 and 0. So as you can see, now you have 5 points of the parent function. And those are the 5 points we are going to work always with. We're not touching ever the points like in between those, okay? So now, based on the, let's go back to the equation we're working with, right? 2 sine x plus 3. So what are the, let me rewrite it here. So the function we're working with is 2 sine x plus 3. So I would like online people to participate. Tell me, based on this equation and based on this equation, what are the parameters of transformation that you can identify here? Anyone online, please? What is this value? Which letter is it?
A.
Alex, I don't think you're on.
A. So A equals positive 2. What about this one?
C.
So C is 3. Now, whatever we don't see, we still have to write it down because you need it for the mapping notation. So what is the value of K? What is the value of K?
0.
Guys, if K is multiplied by X, if K is 0, it will cancel everything, right? Okay, what about D? 0, because D is added. When you add a 0, it will not change anything. Okay, Now, based on this, we can make up the and this. Yes, please, Yusuf.
Favorite 3 is D or C.
3 is C, as you can see. 3 is C. It's the one at the end.
So,
Oh,
Okay.
wait, Miss, why isn't X written as an exponent?
Why is what?
X isn't written as an exponent because this isn't exponential function.
Exactly. Thank you. We are already in trigonometric function. Nothing is in the exponent. Okay. So
Miss, does D always, K and D are always in brackets, right?
K and D, yes. All right. So based on this, okay, let's move on. Based on this formula and based on these values, let's make up the mapping notation formula for this function.
Yeah, Miss,
Leila, can you
why
do
K
it?
is 1, not 0?
What are you saying, Farah?
Why K is 1, not 0?
Okay, yk is 1, not 0. Okay, this is your function. Do you see it? Right here.
Yes.
So this is the equation. Where is k? K is next to x. Is it added to x or x is multiplied by k?
No.
Huh, Farah?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, is what? Is multiplied, right?
Yes, no.
So it's multiplied. When you multiply by 1, it doesn't change anything, right? Okay, so Leila, please can you make up the mapping notation for this formula? Huh? Okay, this is too noisy. Could you please uncover your faces with the masks? So all you need to do, you keep x, and then x over k, sub in the value that you have from here, from the function which you are working with. So x stays as variable. Now, what can you say about k? If k is 1, x divided by 1, is there anything going to be changed or not? No. So I'm just writing x. Now, I have plus d. Plus 0. Is there anything going to be changed? So it means that x is like this. It means that it will not change.
Just in case.
It will not change if you compare it to the parent function. Okay? So it will be just x. Now let's do the same with y. Could you do it, Leila? This one. So 2 times y. Okay, okay, and then plus 3. Okay? So how is it useful? We are going now to use this x and y values of the parent function in those formulas in order to get the new points. Okay, so as we said, x alone without anything, it means that I'm going to just write the same values. So it's going to be 0, 90, 180, 270, and 360. Absolutely, yes. Now, we are going to sub in y values into this equation. So could you do it, please? So you have 0. How is it 5? You have 0 times 2.
0 plus 3 is 3.
0, so plus 3 is the only thing which is left. Try again. Guys, please do not interrupt. I will ask you later. Leila, do the same thing with 1. 5. Yusuf, next y value.
3, 5, 3, 1, 3.
So you are going to take 0 and sub it in here.
And then 1 and 3. 1 and 3.
Next one, Alex.
1 and 3.
Okay. You have a question?
Yes.
Yes, please.
There wasn't like in the graph. There wasn't like 180 or 360. It was like 10 times like the sign we're moving by 10 times 360. Like the graph we're looking at that is all about 180 or 360.
180, 360.
Like in the graphs that we were looking at yesterday, there wasn't all of them. They did all about 360 and like 180. It's not.
We think that graphs that were shorter than 360.
The one which was at home.
The ones that were shorter than 360 were.
Home is not
The ones that were.
Could I please complete my conversation with her?
Fish.
Can I please complete my conversation with her?
No, it's not.
So, are you talking about homework?
If
The
the
ones that
x-axis
were
is shorter than 360,
Compressing
then
mass,
change. How will you get the 5 points?
If x-axis is
If
what?
the x-axis is shorter or.
compress.
Like in fact,
Okay.
the base function I played today.
We're getting 5 points today.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Okay, guys, look, really, it's impossible.
Okay. Base function. Base function.
Okay, so let's sketch the function. When you sketch the function, it's important to plan first how to draw your coordinates plane. So for x values, do you have any negative values for x?
No.
And what about y?
No.
Also positive.
No.
So it means that you need only
The
first
first quadrant.
quadrant. Okay. So please get ready with your coordinates plane. Okay. Get ready with your coordinates plane, and then we'll talk about it.
Yes, so we only write the first quadrant.
You need only the first quadrant.
ايوه ما انت اصلا طريقه يا شيخ ايه حديثك بقى جاي مش ليه بقى امك
معلش لو عملت توتر رجلي وقعت.
قلت له نعيد
الله يخليك.
خلاص
ساعات بتنسى ان انت كنت انا عندي الامر والله يا نجرب ده
يا بابا يا
نقول البارسل ده كان
صباح
Yeah. No. We're working on graphing. Yeah.
I just have to say, down in my office area.
Cool. See.
Yes. So did you mark his test?
I will not mark it because we discussed it yesterday also with Miss Sherry.
Yes.
So we have all the evidence to doubt,
Okay.
right? So that's why he will just be offered to write another test today.
Okay.
I-
No, that's fine.
بابا يا
All right, guys. So as you remember, the general requirement for graphing is to label the axis. Please don't forget about it. So this is an x-axis, and this is a y-axis.
Thank you, Miss.
All right. Now, since you remember that the function is proportional, I'm talking about horizontal axis. So if you haven't noticed yet, I'm giving you some tips about how to easily graph it. Yusuf, you are distracted. Okay. So as you can, what can you say about these segments? This one and this one and this one and this one. What can you say about the length of this segment? Listen to the question first before saying. They are. So once again, my question, you are missing something very important, Yusuf. Yusuf, I'm talking to you and you are not even responding. So you are missing something extremely important, plus you are distracting him. So my question is, what can you say about these segments? This one, this one, this one, and this one.
They have the same midpoint.
It's the same thing.
They are equal.
There is no horizontal.
So in fact, the function graph consists of 4 equal segments. Okay? Look, this one and this one and this one and this one. So the function consists of 4 equal segments. If you know this, it makes your life much easier when you graph. So it means that if I'm going to plan the sketch, for example, I want it to be big enough. Very good. So so I'm going to take three squares as one segment. So one segment, second one, third, and fourth. Now I'm going to put the x values. So it's going to be 0 and 90 and 180 to 70 and 360. Okay. Now I also know that on the y-axis I have the values until 5, right? And the minimum is 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and now I'm ready to work with this table of values and to plot the points. So 0, 3, I will use the green color for the points. 0, 3. Guys, whenever you are talking while I'm explaining, I will not be taking your questions. I don't care. So I'm just telling you, you're talking, I'm not taking your questions. So 0, 3, 95, and then 183, and 271, 271. And finally 363.
This
Just a
what
second.
we're supposed to do.
So all what's left is to connect the points and to make sure that it's not acute angles, it's a smooth curve. Okay.
ما تقوليش عشان خاطر دي بقى الناس تلعب.
All right, so this is what you should get. I'm ready to take your questions. Yes.
Why did we start from the point of origin?
Okay. Could you please stop this comment? So please, Amr, why did we start not with the origin?
It's virtually shifted by 3 units up because you see we have C is 3.
Not only this, Liel, are we working with this table of values or with this table of values? Blue or red? Red. What's the first point coordinates?
No, I read like why we graphed the just asking. I thought all sine.
Only parents. If it's translated, right, which is the case here, of course it's going to be somewhere else, not at origin. Okay? Okay, guys, that was the first. Any questions from the online group? Okay, I'm now walking around to see what you got. Online group, do you have guys any questions?
يا بابا يحيى
عايز ما بقتش تحققات سنة.
بس كده بس
وانت مستغرب من اسمك ولا حاجة؟
بس يحيى عايز raise his hand.